Real estate foreclosures are spiking across the United States, leading a lot of people to wonder if this is going to be a repeat of the 2008 housing bust, which ultimately pushed the United States economy into a nasty, deep, dark recession, otherwise known as the Great Financial Crisis, where we saw unemployment spiking, people losing their homes left and right, massive amounts of foreclosures, and a nasty financial situation for the vast majority of Americans. Well, that's kind of the situation we're starting to see now, as we're starting to see these foreclosures spiking by over 32% on a year-over-year basis when we compare January 2026 over January 2025, with over 40,000 foreclosures just in January alone of this year 2026. It's getting to be a nasty situation. People are no longer able to afford a lot of different things, and now their houses, and that's a really, really bad situation. This is generally the last domino to fall. When people can't afford their housing anymore, that's typically the last domino, because that's the last thing people stop paying for is their housing. Well, that's what I want to share with you here in this video. And I also do have this article right here, which I'm going to pop up in just a second so you can see and read for yourself exactly what they're talking about. This is going to be really scary, and honestly, it's going to be really sad as well when you see people out there losing their homes, losing the places that they've lived in. Sad situation, and I want to talk about it because this just comes into the whole affordability situation that we've been seeing play out for the last few years here. Is certainly 2026, the year of affordability, as I've talked about so many times before. This is the year of affordability, and it's getting pretty nasty. Anyway, let's pop this article up right here, right now. Feel free to read through the details on this. Let me explain the key points within this. All right, so as you can see right here, just in January alone, over 40,000 new foreclosures just in January. Now, this is an increase of over 32% from last year, 2025, to this year, 2026, an increase of over 32% more foreclosures just in January. Now, like I said a minute ago, this is generally the last domino to fall, because when somebody is struggling to pay for things, usually they pay for their housing, right? Because they want a place to live. So maybe they cut back on other things. They stop paying their phone bill. They stop paying the utilities. They stop driving. They stop paying for insurance on the car. They stop making the car payment. Usually housing is the last thing that people stop paying for. So when we see these huge spikes in foreclosures, that's not a good sign, right? It's showing that people are completely tapped out. They've stopped paying for everything else, and the last domino here is their housing, and we're seeing this reflected in these foreclosures coming across the country. Again, super sad situation. Now, the other deal with this as well, a lot of times when we think about foreclosures, we think about the greedy bank out there that comes in and takes the home back because the person has foreclosed on the mortgage. That's generally the most common way that people foreclose. However, there's other ways that people do foreclose as well, which could be tax forfeiture. That's another big one as well. Tax forfeiture. People lose their homes, lose their properties because they're not able to pay the property taxes. And then the state, the county comes in and they literally take that home from the person in tax forfeiture. Okay. Now, another nasty one as well is that HOAs, homeowners associations, can also foreclose on properties. Now, that's a very uncommon one, but they certainly can take a property from somebody if they don't pay their association dues over a long extended period of time. They can literally take that property from somebody. Again, nasty situations. Now, why are we seeing so many foreclosures popping up right now? It's because of what we've seen showing up so much over the last several years. Spikes in expenses on what? Inflation? Well, yeah, that too. But what else? The greedy counties, the greedy states coming in and increasing property taxes massively. Now, as you can see in this article here that I popped up for you, some counties across the country are raising property taxes by 50%. That's not uncommon. We've seen that a bunch lately. Maybe not 50%, but 10, 15, 25, 30% increases in property taxes is not uncommon. We've seen this way too much lately. So somebody that has this fixed mortgage with a 30-year fixed rates, things like that, and maybe has their property taxes and their insurance escrowed, and they've anticipated, hey, my payment's not going to ever change. That's totally false. If your loan officer tells you that your 30-year fixed rate mortgage and your payment is never going to change, that's not true. Because if you are escrowing your property taxes, your insurance, and all of those expenses, guess what? Every single year, the insurance is going to change, your property taxes are going to change, and what does that do? It jacks up your monthly payment. So when you hear that a 30-year fixed rate payment never changes, you're right. When it comes down to the principal and interest, those don't change. Those stay the same. But the other ones that are also included, which is generally called PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, some of those do change. Called insurance and taxes, those do change. And that's what's raising monthly payments for these homeowners who are no longer able to afford their payments, and therefore they're losing their homes. Again, super sad situation. Now, obviously, property taxes have gone up tons over the last few years here. Again, states and counties just going out there extracting money out of people because they think that they have an endless pit to dig from, and they don't, right? People are tapped out, and these counties and these states don't get it. They're so freaking greedy. They don't know where else to get money from because they're so desperate for money. They go and they tap out all these homeowners, and then they lose their homes. Yeah, real smart counties and states. Good job. Yeah, thanks for screwing all the people. Good job. You're doing awesome. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. It's nasty to see what they're doing. Not only that, you have these insurance companies doing the same thing. Insurance premiums have increased massively over the last few years, especially in states like Florida. You've seen it huge. Insurance premiums spiking in Florida because of hurricanes and other natural disasters and things like that. They're spiking these premiums. Well, we're seeing this across the entire country where you're seeing premiums on insurance increasing 10, 15, 20, 30, 50% in just the last few years here. And again, increasing those monthly payments for these individuals that are homeowners, again, raising all these prices. And again, it ultimately translates into their monthly payments that people just simply can't afford. Not only that, homeowners associations, HOA dues. These are run by a bunch of freaking morons who don't know anything, and they continue to just jack up these homeowners association dues because they have no clue what they're doing. They don't know how to manage money, and then they're just raising dues on everybody, and again, putting more pressure on these individuals that don't have the money to pay. To top it all off, guess what? Not only with all of this coming together, but people are losing their jobs, right? People are losing their jobs, and we've already understood over the last couple of years, incomes have not been keeping up with real price increases and real inflation. So therefore, as you see all of these converging, property taxes jacking up 20, 30, 50% over the last few years. Insurance premiums going up 20, 30, 50% over the last few years. HOA dues, again, going up massively over the last few years. Incomes holding stagnant, not moving. People losing their jobs, and inflation on everything else going up. People are tapped out beyond belief right now. So this whole foreclosure crisis that we're seeing right now, unfortunately, is probably going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better, especially with everything continuously going up. We're seeing all of these new dues and all of these new adjustments for 2026 coming in right here, right now. This is going to get a lot worse before it gets better, unfortunately, okay? So, unfortunately, we continue to see this coming across, and people are getting hurt in a pretty massive way, and we're seeing everybody completely tapped out, and it's showing up here in this foreclosure data as well. Sad, sad, sad situation. Anyway, I just want to keep you posted on what's going on. If we see this play out, this again is just going to continue the doom loop. You've heard me talk about the doom loop before. We're getting into this doom loop. When we get into the doom loop, it's like this nasty vortex we can't get out of. It's like this vortex. That's the best way to describe it. Like a tornado. We're stuck in the vortex. We're stuck in this tornado, this current, and we can't get out of it. That's what we're entering into. Good luck getting us out of this, right? It's going to be nasty because we're seeing all of this converging at the same time, all of this financial hardship that's coming across. And again, every single person out there that's losing their home, losing their jobs, getting a pay cut, can't keep up with the expenditures, is just going to continue to get sucked into this loop, and this just hurts the overall economy, and the loop just continues to get worse and worse and worse. All right, anyway, super sad situation that we're seeing play out right now. But that's the reality across the country. Anyway, I'm here for any way that I possibly can be. Please drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Please subscribe if you're new here. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Share the video. Big share button down below. Otherwise, until next time, have a nice day. Hope this helps you out. Take care. I'm here for you. Please enjoy, and I'll see you again later.